I'm feeling like shit today. I feel heartbroken today. I feel rejected. I feel insecure. Tomorrow is going to be better. Or I'm just going to sit with this and I know at some point it'll pass. And I think that's the main thing, is just like, it's all about emotion, like in accepting the weather of it.
Welcome to music.gay. I'm your holy host, Frankie Jupiter, and today I'm talking with mom rock superstar Pam Tori, aka TOMI. From her early outing in the suburbs of Connecticut to her love-hate relationship with the label to her recovery as an independent artist rediscovering her purpose through musical expression, this episode is an orgiastic roller coaster of lesbian nuns in service of our Lord and Savior, Melissa Etheridge. So buckle up and let's fucking do it. Welcome to episode 4 of music.gay. My guest today is Pam Tori, better known by her stage name, TOMI. TOMI has known she was a musician since she came out as a little gay kid in suburban Connecticut and has pursued that reality fiercely since then. She rocks stages with her soaring vocals and powerful guitar riffs and sings open-hearted songs about broken-hearted experiences. Her music is equal parts thoughtful and carefree, and it strikes a balance of lyrical and musical tension that feels akin to that tension that you feel between staying at home under the covers while the rain pours down the window and fucking on the first date. She gives Sheryl Crow charm, Alanis self-aware ironic wit, Florence and the Machine power, and her own unique style to songs which could be from the steamy alleys of the 80s, the bright bedazzled denim-soaked mall parking lots of the 90s, or the inevitably fluorescent future, yet they also make perfect sense right now. Her recently released album, Late Bloomer, is an indie set that wrestles with themes we're all too familiar with, such as leaving everything behind to become a nun, taking mushrooms and looking into the mirror, and moving across the country with your old baggage to start a new life. And her new EP called You Suck, that's the letter U, S-U-C-K, all one word with an exclamation point at the end, comes out in April on all the digital platforms that you know and love. She will also be touring the West Coast throughout 2024, and I'm betting I might even get to see you out in San Francisco, somewhere nearby. Yes, sweet. So you can find out a lot about the music, the band, the tour, and the name TOMI at www.thenametomi, that's TOMI.com. Find at the name TOMI on Instagram, Twitter, X, fuck you, Elon Musk, Facebook, and TikTok. All the links will be in the show notes on music.gay, and that's why we're here. We're here to talk to TOMI about the music and to talk to TOMI about the gay. So, TOMI, I'm Frankie. Welcome to music.gay.
Hi, Frankie. I'm so happy to be here.
Yay, good.
That was the best intro.
Good. Yeah, that's it. It's all downhill from here. So, hope you enjoyed that. No, I'm kidding. How and why music for you? Let's start right there.
It really starts with my dad played guitar. He plays guitar as a hobby, and so I'd always see him playing. But when I came out when I was 12, and it was, I don't know why, but there was something about playing guitar alone in my room, and it was like no one would bother me because they could hear me playing, and I just was able to kind of express myself and have this like honest conversation with myself without having to like be like, I am gay. I mean, I did that anyways, but it was just a lot. It was a lot of processing, and I don't know. It was the thing that really like saved me at the time, I think.
It sounds like it was a way to get to know yourself, right?
Totally. Yeah. And to be like honest and be like, I have feelings for this person, or I feel different from other people. And to be like, okay, I feel different. I'm just going to sing about that and keep it to myself. Yeah.
And it's kind of two halves, right? It's music, then it's .gay, and we'll get into the gay side, but I definitely want to put a pin on that because that's young to be that self-aware. Like, I don't know what I was doing at 12, but I don't think it was, establishing who I was in my own mind. Maybe. Who knows?
Subconsciously, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So your dad had a big influence on you for sure. Were there other people in your life, whether it's family members or were there people that you were seeing on TV or anywhere that were really influential in you deciding to pursue music?
I mean, I would listen to like Alanis and Jewel, Sheryl Crow, all the hits.
Good. Okay. I'm glad that I clocked that.
You did. Yes. Nice. And those women just gave me the confidence too, to be like, oh, I can play this game too. Cause I grew up, my family listens to a lot of Bruce Springsteen and the Beatles and
Yeah.
Rolling, like, everything that it's like got like dad rock, and which I love.
Total dad rock.
I love. But it was nice to see and to hear women too, and I think that was really empowering.
Yeah, you
and
got to have mom
inspiring.
rock too, right?
Mom rock forever.
Love that. I love that. Were there specific artists that you sort of felt yourself as you started to develop your musical voice, like kind of mimicking, aping a little bit?
I mean, I feel like my voice came like as I got older. So like when I was like in my teenage years, I started to listen to a lot of Tegan and Sarah, and I got more into like that kind of indie rock scene. And that I think really inspired me and like influenced the like sonics of what I like. So it's like I love a dance beat. I love something that's like grooving and keeping things together, but I also love drama. And like that is so important. I don't think they do a lot of drama, but they do a lot of just like very honest, like kind of conversational lyrics, which I like.
Yeah. Well, and I think that was where like in my head, a little bit of the Florence and the Machine aspect came through.
Totally.
And the stuff that I've listened of yours is there is this kind of quality of like, it's big. Some of it's quite small and beautiful and like very intimate, but a lot of it has this like almost cinematic feel that's like really kind of fully pulls you into this lush kind of sonic soundscape, I guess.
And I love like Arcade Fire is another example.
Cool, yeah.
Like, I love that big stadium rock.
Yeah.
Like that is mwah. I love drama. I love like the ability to fill a room with sound is just like a dream.
And to somehow take a big space and make it even bigger, right? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. No, that's
just
cool.
Blow your mind.
Yeah. when you do find yourself like kind of moving towards these, making a big sound, right? Like, what is your creative process in that? Are you sitting down with a specific instrument? Are you first coming up with like the words, and then you're like, oh, how can I give this more? How can I infuse this with more drama or more bigness? Like, what is your creative process getting into the actual songwriting?
And for like the bigger, more stadium rock songs, it's mostly guitar. I always like to start with a really nice tone, get the reverb popping so you feel like you're in an empty stadium. And then I honestly just like freestyle always, like just get melodies, see what's like whatever spirit is like overtaking the body, and just really like wail as loudly as possible.
Cool.
It's a release, it's like that, like energy release, which I think is really important with singers. It's like one of the healthiest things you can do for your mind and your body.
Completely cathartic, right?
Yeah, the vibrations.
Yeah, man. Hey,
yeah, man.
Groovy, man. Vibrations, shaka, bro. No, that's cool. I think like I resonate with that too. And I was telling you, I think before we even started, that I'm genuinely excited to talk with you, because I think I feel a lot of resonance with the ways that maybe we approach things. I also take a very like, okay, let me get a keyboard or a guitar and then just like release something, like vomit my feelings into it and do it big and do it loud and see, how do I make this bigger? How do I make this more dramatic? Like, are there particular tropes that you find yourself going over? Like, is it breakup songs a lot of the times? Is it like just rock solos in the middle of everything? Like, what are your comfort zones when it comes to the creative process? I
would say breakup songs for sure.
Yeah.
Love, the struggle with love, the struggle with identity. I mean, my last record, Late Bloomer, was really about self-love, and I was going through a breakup during that time. I was like in a relationship, but it was this relationship that made me really insecure. And so I felt this like, I had all this stuff happening with music and my career. And then I was in this kind of like insecure place in my relationship. And it like the contrast of that made me feel really insane. Like I was like, I don't feel balanced. I feel really off, but I know I should be happy, but I'm feeling miserable. Why am I feeling miserable? How do I change this? Like it was a complete like, I was like that record, I'm like belting the whole time. I was like, I wanted to like just scream into nothingness forever. Like I just was like, what is the point? Like, why am I why do I feel like shit, but all this great stuff is happening?
Yeah. Like the ship is going full speed ahead, but it's like lilting. We're like, this thing feels like it's about to sink. It's like, moving. But
yeah, I think there's a tidal wave in front of us.
Yeah.
It looks like calm sea.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just like that was like a big theme. Like that whole record is like a coming of age, like that kind of like Saturn returns of like my world. And it really like, as soon as this is so wild, but as soon as I stopped, the last song I recorded the next day, it really felt like my whole world flipped upside down.
Awesome.
Like,
good way, bad way?
Completely. It felt really bad at the time, but in retrospect, it was the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah. I feel like maybe this might be tied in. I know a little bit that at one point you were signed to a label and then dropped from the label. And I know that can be... It can be, that's a whole roller coaster, right? Like to get signed, I think is such a dream for so many people and can end up being such a nightmare. And then to get dropped, same thing. Like all of a sudden you're either feeling like, oh, what a relief, or you're like, oh God, what do I do now? What was the experience like for you?
Oh my God. It was like the first year. So I was with the label for 3 years. And the first year was I was like, okay, like I worked every day. Like I was writing songs every day. And it was because I felt like I was like I had to hold on. Like I was like, I'm here. I know that I'm here because I worked hard. Am I here because I'm talented enough? Like I'm up against Miley Cyrus and like these huge names. And like, how am I ever going to compete with this? So there's that kind of thing happening. Then there's like, no, but I'm here. So I belong here. And then it's like, how do you stay like at 100% all the time? It's impossible. And you really shouldn't ask yourself to do that. But I was convinced that was the only way to succeed. And so it was great. It felt like a beautiful relationship, honeymoon. Yeah. And then it was like, something's wrong, something's falling apart. And then it was like doing everything to like hold on to something that just was inevitably not going to work because the foundation wasn't right. Like there was a creative difference that was just completely just not seeing eye to eye. And so I think that was like a huge part of the record too, is like kind of going through this identity crisis of I really wanted to get signed as a kid because that's what I thought success was.
That's the dream, right?
Right. And it's not about financial success. It was just like, if I get signed, I have validation that I'm good enough to be doing this thing that I love doing. And that's so not the right mindset because you should just do it and love it and it should fill you and satisfy you. No matter, regardless of a dude in a tie being like, "You're great, let me sign you." Like,
hey kid, how's it going?
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like it's so twisted that's how we think, but also it's like I don't know. It feels good to be validated. It felt really, really good, but it also felt really weird. Like I was like, this feels kind of wrong that people are telling me what songs are good, what songs are sellable, and I'm getting rejected again and again and again. And then I write this song that I don't think is like, I don't know, like it's good, but it's not like my favorite thing I've ever done. And they're like, this is a hit. This is going to be huge. I'm like, it's such a weird mind fuck. Everything's backwards. Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel like everything's backwards. Yeah. Nothing makes sense. You just got to do what you love doing and don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Period.
I think that's exactly it. And I think that's great advice for people who are maybe starting out or have been doing it or on the grind. And like, it can be easy to start to fall out of love with the process. But I think it's so important. It's so important to maintain that, like, the integrity within yourself to just be like, I love doing this and that's why I'm doing this, right? I'm not shooting for an end target necessarily. This is the journey and it's the journey that I want to be on.
Totally. And would you do that if no one was listening? Like when I started writing music at 12 years old in my room, like I was doing that and no one was listening and it gave me such joy. And like just this reflection back of like, everything's okay. And like, it was just a reminder that it was like to almost listen to your subconscious to be like, everything's okay. Like everything will be okay and you'll be strong and beautiful and like your life will be great and you'll go through ups and downs and it'll all even out. Who cares, you know? Yes.
How do you hold on to that? I mean, I think there are a lot of artists who struggle with it. How do you hold on to that now that you're not 12 anymore?
I mean, I like so after all that happened, I flew home and I went to my childhood room and I sat and I wrote a full record and I was like, I'm never going to release this. I just want to do this just to remember that I love doing this.
And that was Late Bloomer?
No, that was Sweet Sweet Honey, which I wrote, I released actually before Late Bloomer because I needed to get that. I wrote it I kept some of them a secret, but I released half of it.
When do we get the second half? When do we get the second half? Exclusive right here. You heard it first. Music.gay. Tomi's going to be releasing part 2.
The secret sessions.
The secret sessions. Yeah, we'll just leak them. You know, you just get them to me and I'll just leak them and be like, oh, make sure you don't give these to anyone. And I'll just put them out. So, no, that's cool. I mean, I think that speaks to how this process is very personal and very, again, cathartic. Like it's important. It's therapy, right? We do therapy through our music.
Totally. And it's nice to share that with other people too.
Totally. And did you feel like you had support even when you were young? Did you have a support network around you to encourage you to keep pursuing music?
Yeah, my dad was really supportive. My mother, like my family thinks it's so fun. Like
Cool.
My dad can sing. The rest of I have 3 sisters and like no one can sing. So everyone just thinks it's like so silly and fun. And they really they show up to all my shows. They're just like,
oh, that's sweet.
It's a big Italian family. It's just fun.
Yeah, that's great though. I think it's important to have like people that we love around us, right?
Totally.
Just going, hey, keep doing it. We don't know.
Yeah, they're not really
because they don't have the expectations, right? They don't have the expectations that you have either, right? You're not like, oh, we hope you get signed. They're like, you're fun. We like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of great.
They're like, we have something to do tonight. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think? Those are the people who get it, but on the flip side, like some people don't quite understand maybe what it means to be a musician or what it means to get up on a stage and play. And what do you think are like the biggest misconceptions that people might have about what that means?
I think some people, I don't know, because everyone kind of does it for a different reason. Like I do believe that some people get up to perform because it is an ego boost.
Sure.
And they like that feeling. Some people do it. Like I've always had really, really strong, really bad stage fright, like terrible. Like I get sick before every show. Like I just don't feel well before.
I feel that.
Yes,
100%.
it's like like I'm about to just go up there and be like, look at me, like ew, no. Like at a party, I'm like chilling. Like I am not trying to be the center of attention. No.
I don't feel that one. You lost me there.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, you got that hair. You're chilling.
Hey, thank you.
You don't even need to say anything.
I get it though. Like there is that feeling right before getting up because it's important, right? Like you're about to go get naked in front of a bunch of people and say the things that matter most to you.
Right. And
of course you're gonna be like, hello, hey, here we go. I'm gonna sing now.
Exactly. And it's so weird. Like it's such a weird tradition that we've all decided to do.
I think it's so natural in a way, right? Like music, I don't know when things happened 10, 20, 30,000 years ago, but like music might have come before we had a formal language, right? Like
totally.
Just making sounds that people can literally vibe with and that feel good in the spirit. When you do create music and when you perform, what is it that you're hoping to convey with your music? Is there a big theme? Are there several themes?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of themes, but I think the main one for me that I really want people to connect with is that the feeling of loneliness and that feeling of rejection and deep like sadness. And I don't want to get too emo, but like those feelings are so fluid. And I think some people like myself, like I can hold on to like bad feelings just to be like, why do I feel like this? Why? Like why? Like how do I stop this? How do I stop this? And it resists the feeling then gets resisted, so you can't move through it. So I think a lot of the songs that I have are just like, I'm feeling like shit today. I feel heartbroken today. I feel rejected. I feel insecure. Tomorrow is going to be better. Or I'm just going to sit with this and I know at some point it'll pass. And I think that's the main thing is just like, it's all about emotion, like in accepting the weather of it.
Yeah. And in the ways that like, understanding can actually get in the way of feeling sometimes, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's okay to not know why it's raining.
Yeah.
Like it's just raining. Let it rain.
Yeah, that's great. I guess from the other, lens, you've got an audience of people who are witnessing you as you create these things. What are you hoping that they're feeling? Kind of same thing, like that catharsis, processing, feeling their feelings type of thing? Or what is it that you're hoping that an audience leaves with at the end of a show?
I really want them to feel both connected, like lyrically, and heard and seen, like to be like, I exist, I'm here. And simultaneously, I really want people, especially in a live setting, to just feel like a sense of like an energy that's been given to them, like something that's like boosting their body, like making them feel a little bit more alive in their self.
Well, and that's important to us as artists, right? Like when you're on a stage, if your audience is just going doop, 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 you're kind of like, fuck, I gotta muster more of this. And there's a point at which it becomes this like feedback loop that clicks over where all of a sudden, you see them getting a little more hyped and it gives you a little more energy. Yeah. That's
so fun. So
magic.
that feeling where my band and I were playing this tour in November, we were opening for the Crane Wives, and it was just like this, like every show was just like packed full of like queer kids. It was so fun. And we were like, it's like that feedback loop was starting. And so that's like what we like went back to the studio when we got back from tour, and we're like, let's record every song, because we played a bunch of new stuff. We're like, let's record it all right now while we're feeling that audience energy still.
While you're still high.
Did it all live. Such a vibe, like so much energy. So there's nothing like that. That's the best feeling.
That's amazing. And that's the upcoming EP.
And that's You Suck!
That's You Suck. Why You Suck! Exclamation point. Why not?
Dude, it's just, there's so many like people that really suck, but that song is that song's like, also what I love about it is I wrote it because I was just like, why do people gossip? Why are people like talking so much shit? Like I do it too. So it's, well, how can I stop sucking? Like if I stop sucking, will other people stop sucking? Like, is it just like again like a feedback loop? And I was like, people suck. Like when I'm in a bad mood and I'm driving in LA, which is the worst traffic ever, obviously. I get in a bad mood and things just it feels like things like escalate and get worse and worse and worse sometimes when you're having a bad day.
Feedback loop again.
Feedback loop
in the opposite direction.
Then it's like, what if so if you suck, then everyone else sucks.
Yeah.
It's not really like they suck first and then you suck. It's like, no, you suck and then everyone else sucks.
Yes.
So I don't know, I just like that sentiment.
That's great. Yeah. In the words of, what was it, System of a Down? Everybody sucks. So true.
Yes. There we go.
So let's get into the song specifically. Let's get into None, because I watched the video for None, which I think is probably the best way to take in this song. I can't think of a better way. I'm not even sure where to begin. Do we start with the fact that it's a soaring cinematic killer track? Do we start with the fact that I grew up with the child of a pastor, so there's deep religious tones that strike a chord with me as well? Do we start with the fact that in the video you're fully embodying like Botticelli's Birth of Venus, or that the video was created in a day? Or do we just launch right in with what I'm calling nunalingus, which is just a nun getting eaten out in the middle of your video? How did this happen?
Oh my God, I love you. Nunalingus is so good. I wish you were like on my PR team. What the hell? That's so funny. Okay, so None came to be, again, writing guitar in my room.
Yeah.
Like just envisioning some bigger life and just like fully like, I want to give up everything. Like I was so in love. I was so in love with this person at the time. And now we don't speak. But I was very like in love. And she was off dropping acid with a bunch of her friends.
As one does,
and
yes.
I was like, I want to experience something new with this person. Like it felt like rejection. So I was like, fuck it. I don't want to do love anymore. I just want to like, if I could just be a nun. Like my great aunt was a nun. So it's like this like feeling of like,
there's precedent.
Maybe she was like chilling. Like maybe she was just like every day was nice, easy, predictable. She felt good. She gave love. It was all good. So I just had this like kind of fantasy about that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I grew up Catholic, so I was like, how do I also like release this guilt that I'm always feeling? How do I like move through life and not feel this like deep sense of like shame about no matter like in any capacity? Like it just is like kind of this like thing that looms all the time. So there's letting go of that.
You did say you grew up Catholic, so that was a little redundant, but yeah, 100%.
Yeah, right, totally. So like there's, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, and now I'm a nun. But I feel like there's like the video. Okay, so should I just scoot to the video? Because that is the best representation of the song.
It is so good.
So drama, number one, always important. And I talked to Julie Pacino, who is a friend, and we were like, I played her the song, and I had this, she shot the single art, which was a still, originally was a still of me as a nun and then nunnalingus happening. But I ended up using a different photo because I thought maybe that would get taken down or something.
Yeah.
So we were like, what if we just made a video of that exact thing just being like, but the whole time it's just being pulled out. And she was like, that's great, but that's a little boring. So she went like full, like, I mean, her mind is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like you give her a seed and she'll like make a whole forest. It's unbelievable. So it was one night, like we got there at 8 p.m. and then we like we wrapped at like 3 a.m. I mean, it was like,
that's crazy fast.
Crazy.
For the level of like, just story that's being told visually, even it's crazy fast. And it's not full. It's not as if it's super complex, right? Like it's just really well told and everything's timed really well. It's like people have to see it, right? Like this is again, go see. Yeah, I mean it's wild how in a way it's simple, but it's clearly not easy, and it's just really effective visually. I love that video.
Thank you. There was I posted something, and maybe I took it down. I should repost it. That's like a BTS that a friend put up.
Put it back
and
up.
It is so cool because you can see, like, it's only like 5 of us in the room, and we're all like changing things and putting things on it. It's like this whole like little like I don't know
production team just moving. Yeah.
And we're all like family, so it was like a nice. It was
that's
such
cool.
A nice vibe on set.
That's very cool. Does your band have any hand in writing stuff with you, or it's kind of just when they get into the studio they're doing their parts as well?
Well, now that's like the whole. So I usually write everything because I like that process of just being alone. I feel like I get a better sense of like lyrics that way, and I don't feel so insecure if I like sound stupid.
Yep.
But the new EP, we wrote one of the tracks all together, but we recorded all them together, which was really fun. And we're just like, I'm more open to collaboration now because I feel like I've gotten this like that like intimate feeling out of my system that now I'm like, okay, let's collaborate and bring people in and make big fun music.
Nice.
That's the new phase.
Oh, that's cool.
No more sad girl. We're just like middle fingers in the air. Like, I can't deal with the haters, you know?
Love that. No more sad girl, just middle fingers in the air. Cool. I'm here for it. I'm big time here for it. So let's now pivot, since we're getting out of the sad and into the glad. Let's talk about your gayness, right?
Okay.
You figured this out at the age of 12, which a lot of people do know, and some people know from the moment they're born, but like you came out at 12, right? To your family.
Yes.
To your big Catholic family.
Yeah.
In Connecticut, in the suburbs. What?
I didn't want to.
Ooh, were you outed?
I was propositioned by a friend of mine who was a girl, and she was like, I have a crush on you. Will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, and she wrote this in a letter. You know, there's no phones at the time, just letters. So I was like, why am I not like grossed out? Like, why am I like into this? It was kind of like, I was like, oh, this seems like fun. Like, I like this. So I took the letter home, and then my mom found the letter. And so she was like, you can never see this person again.
Oh,
like,
no.
What's happening? Like, totally like, I mean, it was not a pretty scene. That's how it's like a deep, you know, rejection of self.
Yeah.
And it was so innocent. I was like, we didn't even like hold hands, you know? It wasn't like anything crazy was happening.
Yeah, it's not like we dressed up in nun costumes and ate each other out.
Exactly.
Come on, Mom.
My mom still hasn't seen that video.
Ooh.
I told her not to, and she has stayed true to her word.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
At least she told you that. There's
True.
candles burning in a church right now for you. And your mother's sitting there just going, please, please.
Lord, save her. Find her a man.
Oh God.
Oh God is right. So yeah, so I was outed a little bit in that regard. But I stayed true because I didn't see the point of denying that.
Yeah.
And it kind of like gave me a little bit of a spark to go against her.
Yeah.
In my teenage years.
That's crazy. That's amazing. Was it something did you ever have ups and downs? Did you waver, or were you like at the age of 12 when you were like, hey, I'm going to check yes on this box here? Were you like, yeah, I guess I'm just gay now. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I wavered a bit. Like I tried to date boys still because I was just like, okay, maybe I am too young, because that's kind of like what was playing in my head was like, you're too young to know this for sure.
Well, and that's what people tell us, right?
Right. I know. It's so weird. And I'm like,
too young to know your gender. It's like you're 60 years old and you still don't know who you are. Exactly. Obviously, if you're telling a 12-year-old who they're supposed to be, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. And it's like, if you know, like, just roll with it. I don't know. It's like, do what feels right. If it doesn't feel right anymore, then do something that feels right. So
sorry for all the religious words. I'm sorry if I'm
No. I do it all the time, and then I'm like, why am I? It's like stuck. It's just stuck in there. Sticky words. Sticky
words. Why is it important? I mean, it is of course important because it's who you are, but why do you think it's important for you to be out and proud of that, like in today's society, as a musician, as someone who people are going to be looking at?
I mean, it's just a part of my story. Like, it's like, I wouldn't even be able to hide it because I date and I talk about, I don't really use, I don't really use, and I break up and I,
loudly.
And yeah, exactly. But like, I don't really, I also love the gay community. Like it's like nothing else. I've always loved it. It just is something you get all walks of life. Everyone does something different. It's like, some people you'd never meet in real life, and you're just together because of this one thing. And I think that's so cool and beautiful. And
nice.
You meet so many weirdos. It's great.
I totally agree with that. I think there's something unique about the fact that, like, and it's with any kind of, I'm going to use the word misfit. I obviously don't believe that to be true, but it's when people get cast as like being a little other or fringe or misfit or outside of the norm, right? Which is basically strictly kind of colonial, patriarchal bullshit, whatever, heteronormative nonsense. But when you're put in that, you can either go, oh, woe is me, I want to be in the norm, but like almost no one in the LGBTQIA community is like, oh, yes, please put me squarely back in the middle of that fucking drab nonsense. We're all like, yes, now we know this is where the fun happens, right outside of this square that has been set up. That's cool.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's good to be proud. It's like it's the only way we move forward and get recognition, and there's visibility. And I think that's really important still. Like, even as far as we've gotten, I mean, you see it even, I don't want to get too political, but with like abortion and women's rights, it's like we get so far, and like the second you're like, okay, we're comfortable, all this stuff is happening all of a sudden again. And it's like, you just can't give up the fight. Yeah. So.
And there's maybe something that's a little bit enjoyable about having that tension a little bit. Like, for me personally anyway, I almost feel like I wouldn't want to be like, oh, this is completely normal for, like, who wants to be normal, right? The word queer itself is fun. The word gay itself is fun. So like true. These things it's a fun place to be. So yeah, I feel you on that. How do you feel like it's easy for you to find those people who sort of maybe aren't on the outside of the box, but are still allies and are still people who are willing to accept? Like, do you find those people also being attracted to your music? Do you find them in the circles that you roll with, or are you pretty much just hanging with the gays?
No, I'm like very much, I love the people that are still in the box. I'm like attracted to that kind of person. I think it's because it's like, I feel so, I connect with that so much, and that I connect with that story so much. And I also feel, I mean, I'm from Connecticut. It's like, it's like the boxiest box. And I mean that with love. I love Connecticut. I love how I grew up. I love the whole thing. And I feel, and and it was a privilege to grow up in that kind of place. It's those people though, like there's always a curiosity, like the people that are kind of like looking like, I wonder what it is like over there. And I like that because I just like, as soon as you have that little I'm like, come to me. Let me show you the way.
Let me show you the other box that you might have fun inside of. That's so true though. There is something about that, right? A little bit being like, hey, I see you peeking over the fence there, neighbor. Would you like to come into our land full of rainbows and see what's going on?
Let me make you a Negroni.
It's basically the Wizard of Oz, right?
It really is.
Where we're all of Oz. And, you know, they're not in Kansas anymore.
Yes.
Nice. I love that. Do you have it within the fringe, within the outside of the box? Are there heroes of yours that you're like, I call them queeros, right? The people who... are very much like, oh, this is someone who I look up to as an icon who is queer or is part of this community.
I mean, obviously RuPaul. We love RuPaul, like the mother. I really love anyone that has like stood up. Like, I mean, I'm gonna get super gay to say Melissa Etheridge. Like, she's an icon. She's an icon. Brandi Carlile. Like, I love these. Like, I love voices that are like, okay, like Brandi. And Melissa. Like, great examples of women who can, it's like their spectrum is so huge and like they're connecting with straight culture and they're connecting with queer culture and everything in between. It's because the songs are so universal. The feeling of the songs are so universal. And it's amazing. I remember listening to Melissa when I was like, maybe I was like 9 and her song came out on the radio. Does she love you the way I love you? And I was like, wait, is she singing about a girl? I asked my mom. And she was like, she is. And I was like, whoa, like that's so crazy.
So you're telling me Melissa Etheridge made you gay?
I think Melissa
Is that what I'm hearing?
made me gay.
Okay. All right.
I think you're right.
We heard it here first. This is an important moment for all of us. Thank you, Melissa.
Melissa, where are you? Come
Where are
find
you?
me.
Come on.
Come to my window.
Yes. Amazing. That's cool. Okay, good. I'm glad that you have that sense also. Like you've said a few things that just remind all of us that like it isn't binary, right? You can be totally gay, but still recognize that what's in that box is equally as important and valid. Like I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Missouri. I grew up around fundamentalist, conservative, Trump voting farmer folks, right? Like, and those people are great people. We may have some differing views. We definitely have some differing views, but like there is something beautiful about recognizing like, yo, what's in this box is kind of fun and kind of great too. And what's outside of it is also equally great. And like not having that be something that always has to clash, but like, where can we blur the lines a little bit? How can we get a little bit of what's going on over there and here and vice versa? So
yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks again, Melissa Etheridge. Thank you. We appreciate you.
We love you.
I want to talk about your dreams. Like, what is it? You've done so much. You've been signed. You've toured. You've done so many of these things that I think musicians are like, that's what we're all shooting for in some way or another. Are there dreams that you're still holding on to? Like, what's your biggest dream for your life right now?
For music, I just really want to play more shows. And I think that, like, obviously, like, the pandemic, like, just totally made me appreciate, like, that so much more and, like, how much I enjoy it so much more. Like, even, like, my band and I were in the studio yesterday, and it was just, like, getting that out is the best feeling ever. Like, I'm high for, like, days just by performing. And I think... and connecting with other people, like even if it's just the three of us playing or if it's the three of us playing in front of an audience, it's like there's that connection I just don't think you can describe because it's not like you're just sitting there having a conversation. You're like expressing so much more. And I just want to play more shows and just tour as much as possible. That's like my dreams totally. Like
awesome.
Fully.
And you have a tour coming up on the West Coast. Where are you going to go?
Yeah.
Where are you going to be?
Come to my show.
Yeah. Where? When? Where?
I'm going to be in San Francisco, I think.
Yes. Okay,
I think it's in mid-May at Bottom of the Hill, which I love that venue.
Oh, cool. Great joint.
Yeah. I'm going to announce it soon, but it'll be a couple shows, just a handful up and down.
Love it.
The West Coast. Yeah.
Good. Great. That's great. So playing more music, touring more, Fantastic. Are there dreams that you had when you were little that you've already sort of like?
I mean, getting signed was a huge one, and
Yeah.
and going on tour with a band was a huge one, and playing like a sold out show was a huge one. And I do feel really good. It's not that I want more. I just want to experience different aspects of being a musician and performing. Like it could be a small room, you know.
Yeah.
I just like playing, and I also like kind of like genre bending. Like I like playing. I like have been DJing a lot, and dance music has been something that's it's so opposite of what I've been doing my whole life, which is making people feel sad, that I just want to make people feel good and like have people move and like be in touch with their bodies. DJing is like the best thing. So I'm working on a dance record too.
I love it. I'm super stoked for that. And I love that. I mean, that's obviously, I think most musicians have incredible, like a massive just range of things that they actually really pull from and really love. And even if you find yourself like cornered in a very specific sort of stylistic niche, you're always going to find a way out of it. Like you always, it's like,
there's no rules.
None. It's play. Like, you said it best, right? I just want to play. And it's playing.
And I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. Yeah. Like the world is so serious. Like it's for a reason. Like I'm
real,
right
it's serious.
I'm right there with it. But it's good to like also have those like moments of release and joy.
100%. Yeah, 100%. The serious world that we're all in, for better or for worse, like what is your picture of a world that's kind of perfect in supporting musicians?
Oh my God. Well, I'd love to get paid more for streaming Spotify.
More pay.
I mean,
more pay. Patrons, right and left, please.
Yeah, like I'm like, it's so great that like there's so much music that comes out of a younger generation. I wish that those musicians could also like have the means to then explore and like create and continue to sustain their lives as they get older and aren't in college or aren't in high school or whatever, you know, like I just think there has to be a way for musicians to make a living that's not so like, I mean, it's always going to be a hustle, but like to put music online and then have a company or multiple companies take so much of, like if they were selling hard copy records, I don't know, you just make more money. Like it's like merch it's like the only way for that kind of thing. I mean, there's many different paths. And that's not to get, I'm not getting like, I don't want to be like, you shouldn't do this. It's just like, there's a reality to it.
Yeah. Sure. Well, why should people do it?
Well, I think people should do it so people express and the world continues to move. I mean, I think if people stopped expressing themselves and creating, like, there'd just be like a full, like, backwards slash. Don't you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
I don't think it could happen.
I don't think
right. At first and foremost, I don't think it could happen. But like the idea that we could somehow grease this system to like make the slide into musichood a little easier, that would be lovely.
I know. It would be so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I don't know if there's a solution right now. I mean, it's good that they're paying something. It's not like Napster days, but
well, true. But you know,
it's not. I don't want to make it. This is a podcast about money now.
No, but it's an important part of it, right? Like we talk about the music element, we talk about you as a musician, but also like for people who are starting up, for people who are maybe not even queer, but they're listening because they're musicians and they want to hear something about it. Like having the reality of that out there is super important. Like it's not easy to make a living, and I think also people who just love listening to music, it helps for them to be aware of that. Like this is, like you said, this is a hustle, right? Wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to hustle quite so much and there was more of a system in place? And I think there are certain things. There's Patreon where if you're creating certain types of content, people gravitate around it and they're able to like support you through that. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work. It's touring, it's selling merch while you're doing that. And then, I mean, I think that for you, I'm hoping placement if you're interested. Like you do have such a big cinematic sound that it feels like very much lends itself towards being in one of those types of scenes where you
Right,
could kind of
right.
picture it, right? Like someone's driving somewhere, they're a little pissed off, but they're on that mission and they're going, yeah. So that's my little dream
They're
for you.
murdering someone.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah,
I just
maybe
saw
kills one.
that. I just saw Love Lies Bleeding, that movie with Kristen Stewart, the lesbian thriller.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's
Was it good?
amazing.
Okay.
I'm shouting it out simply for the gay girls. Like,
Love it.
it is it's so good and the music is so good.
Yes.
It's an 80s fever dream.
Love it. I'll watch it tonight. What is something that you would tell little 12-year-old or even younger you about being a musician?
I would say remember how you feel now, like when I was 12, because that is what I'm always striving to feel, is like how to be so not caught up in how much you're making, right? Or like in how many songs you're writing or what they're about or who it's going to connect with. It's just like doing it for the pure sense of just writing a song and like listen and hearing it back. Like that is what I always want. That's what
Love
I strive
that.
for.
Love that. And what would you tell little you about being queer?
I'd be like, go get it, girl. Go get that nunnalingus. And don't worry so much about it. It's like, it's also like in love who you love. Like, I don't know. It also doesn't need to be showy either way.
Yeah. Cool. Love who you love.
Love who you love, man.
Love who you love, man.
Vibrate.
Shaka, bro. Okay. So now I want to do a lightning round with you. So I've got a handful of questions, just super fast. Let me know. And you can get into it if you want to. But yeah, chug it down. Just mainline it real quick. Is that a moog on your coffee mug?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Is that a coffee moog?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got it on tour.
That's
we
amazing.
stopped at the factory. So you have to go. I don't remember. And now I'm forgetting where it is. But...
Drink some more coffee. It'll help you remember. I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Boom.
All right, here we go. Where do you go when you die?
Oh, fuck. Can that be my answer?
No, fuck can absolutely be your answer. Is there a God?
There's definitely something. These are such intense lightning round questions.
I know,
dude.
right?
Like what?
Usually it's like, I'll get to the easy ones, don't worry.
Okay. But I feel like there's definitely something, whatever you call this bigger, larger being is up to you.
Nice.
And
Love
she's
that.
amazing.
She's great. We love her. Can anyone be a musician?
Yes. No. No. I don't think
Say
so.
more. Say more.
Oh, can I say more?
Yeah. We've gone away from the lightning now.
A one. Okay. I want to say yes because I want everyone to feel like they can. And I do think a lot of people have it in them. But there's like people that their brains are just, they're wired to be like this. They could still be a musician. That's like how like Weezer works. It's like logic, you know, they're still doing it. They're doing their thing. So yeah, I guess yes. But also no, because you have to
should
have
I be a
the hustle.
CPA or should I start Weezer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Should I be an accountant or a musician?
Yeah, exactly. Do you believe anyone is really 100% straight?
I actually do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a spectrum, and I think there are extremes.
Yeah.
Like, I feel 100% gay, so there's got to be 100% straight.
And if it is a spectrum, that means that there's someone out there who is the gayest. Just say there's just the gayest person.
Where are they?
Where are you? Melissa, find them.
Melissa.
Maybe that's the God we're all looking for. It's Melissa Etheridge.
Like, yes, there is a God. Her name is Melissa.
Yes, 100%. Okay. What's your favorite song?
Oh my God, dude.
Big one. Big question.
Fuck. Like, this is my favorite song ever. I love Suzanne Leonard Cohen. Such a beautiful song.
Oh, cool. Great.
Hits me all the time.
Nice. Great. Favorite book?
Lit by Mary Carr.
Great. Favorite color?
I love purple, but I love the word orange, and I wish purple was just called orange, so I could say orange, but
you
it
can
was
do
purple.
You just did it. It just happened. We've redefined colors on the show. Favorite flavor? Other than none.
I love honey.
Nice. What's your word of the year?
Vibe.
Vibe. Sweet.
Which I really need to stop saying because all I say is I've done a really good job with you, but I usually am like,
vibe.
oh, that's a vibe. That's a vibe.
Just say vibe all the time. It's great. We love the word. No bad vibes. Fuck, marry, kill, but you have to pick them.
What, dude? But are you gonna answer?
I'm not gonna answer. No, you have to pick them. You have to tell me who you would fuck, who you would marry, who you would kill.
Oh, in what context? Like
in the
objects?
Context of your life.
Dude, that's so, wait, but like I need specific. You gotta give me a genre. You gotta narrow it down. I have too much ADD for this shit.
Could be, let's say, celebrities.
Okay.
Other people might know about.
Like gay girls.
Sure.
Okay,
gay girls.
Do gay girls. Okay. Gay celebrities. Who's like a hot gay celebrity right now? There's Kristen Stewart. I'll do her, right?
Okay.
She's fresh on my mind because of this.
Is she fuck or marry or kill? She's too hot. Gotta kill her.
I mean, she's too hot. I might have to kill her. I agree. I actually agree. But like, she seems fun. So maybe, no, I think I might have to kill her because she's too hot. Okay.
It sounds like maybe you want to fuck, marry, and kill Kristen Stewart.
I think that could be true. I mean, after seeing her new film, I'm like, I want all those things at the same time. It's absurd. But so does, I'm truly believe everybody will. Wait, who else is there? Oh yeah, like Jennifer Beals from The L Word.
Okay. Fuck or marry?
Marry, because she'd like boss me around, and I just like, that's all I need.
Yes,
I just need some structure, you know.
Uh huh.
And then, so now I just have a fuck, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. No, I'm not gonna say it.
Say it.
I'm trying to stay out of musicians. I'm like, I don't want to get the wires crossed.
Say it. So when you do actually meet this person, there's precedent there. Come on.
I was gonna go back to Kristen Stewart.
Okay, fair enough. You have one last chance to say it because this could be the moment.
No, I can't.
Okay, great. Oh, I'm so deeply curious now. Okay. I want you to write one line of a song with me. Last guess, the idea is that over the arc of this year, this season of these episodes, we're going to write a full song. I'm hoping.
I love that. That's so cool.
I know, it's weird, right? So first episode was an artist named Benoit. Fantastic. Okay. Doesn't believe there is a God. And yet the first line of the song is God is an echo of your thoughts.
Oh,
and then
beautiful.
B. Steadwell, who's amazing, and you'll love their music. Second line is God is the ocean in the blue raindrops.
Oh.
And then artist J Line wrote the line, come with me, the sky is getting dark. So you are line number 4. I can read those back to you if you want a second to write it down or anything.
Yeah, I want to write it down. Hold on, let me write this down. Wait, that's so cool. I love this idea so much. Okay, read it to me again. God is an echo of your thoughts. Okay.
God is the ocean in the blue raindrops.
I love that.
Come with me, the sky is getting dark. And line 4 by TOMI.
How are you gonna like? What's the genre here?
I have no idea yet. I'm gonna wait until it all kind of comes out, and then I'm gonna try to make it into a fucking song.
Should I rhyme with Noah's Ark?
I fucking thought that, and absolutely not. But you could.
No. It's too easy.
It's too easy, right? We got raindrops. We've got God. We've got something that rhymes with dark. I mean, we don't know what the song is yet.
This is what I've been stuck in, like recently with writing. Is I want the song to be finished before I even know what it's about.
Yeah,
it's such a mind fuck.
I have a weird way of writing sometimes, where like I also do this sort of like getting into it and then having a little stream of consciousness come in. But I'll write things based on how they feel in my mouth.
Wait,
like,
what do you? Oh, like how it comes out, like how you're like.
Think of the song Listomania.
Yes.
Right? Like, what is it about? No one has any fucking idea. But it feels good to sing. Like a riot, oh, not easily offended. Think less to let it go. From the mess to the masses. Like, what is being said? No idea. But like, I've gotten on a kick lately where that's kind of like the songs I've been writing have been very much like, ooh, this just feels good.
Yes.
And then I go back in and I look at them and I'm like, is there anything here? Like, can I shape this into like actually being something?
Yes.
And
yes.
more often than not, I'm like, oh, this is my subconscious. It's already got a story that it's trying to tell. So I just run with it.
Yes,
it's been an interesting, fun thing. Yeah.
That is the way. Do that. Like truly continue this path. I'm so excited for you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'll send you some stuff as well, because it'll be fun to do some music swap stuff.
Yeah,
And,
send me everything.
Hey, if we ever have a chance to collab, I'm taking it, just so you know.
I know. Do you ever come to LA?
Yeah, I've been down a handful of times.
We should just write some music together. I'm literally working on this dance record, so you should just come and
I'm quite dancey.
Yeah,
Let's fucking write dance
top
music
line
together.
stuff with me. Or
Fuck
just dance music from scratch, you know.
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. So we're gonna jump back in. Okay, so God is an echo of your thoughts. God is the ocean in the blue raindrops. Come with me, the sky is getting dark.
Tomorrow never is too far.
Fuck yeah. This is like a good song already. I don't quite
Dark
know what it's about.
I like the rhymes are all like, it's great. It's great.
Thoughts and drop, like, and dark and far. It's like kind of, it's not so perfect. And I love that about it.
It's a great folk song.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun when we actually put this whole thing together.
The atheist first line is so good.
I know, it is. It's like a group of people who are like, don't really believe in God. Don't really believe in God. We're writing what's essentially a hymn. Great. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot again.
Okay.
If this podcast had a slogan, what would it be?
Music is gay.
Great. It's right there. Music is gay. Music is gay. Think about it. What's its point? Who knows? But it's fucking fun and we love it.
It's fucking gay.
It's fucking gay. Music is gay. Music.gay. Music is gay. Great. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I have this new record coming out, which we've discussed.
Yeah.
But You Suck is coming out, and it's USUCK exclamation point. I'm really excited about it, and playing some West Coast tours. I just want to stay in touch with people. So if anyone is listening found this entertaining, hit me up. I always reply.
Absolutely. And the way to do that is going to be at the name Tomi, again TOMI, on TikTok, Instagram, and go to thenametomi.com to find music, tour dates, everything else you need to know. If you love good music, or if you just have a penchant for nun porn, I know it can be hard to break the habit, pun intended. Go watch Nun by Tomi on YouTube and keep an ear out for You Suck, which is coming out like now, basically. Yeah. All links are on the episodes page on music.gay. And thank you all for tuning in. And thank you, Tomi, for giving us all something to tune into. This has been a blast. I'm super stoked that we got to talk. And I'm super excited for all the listeners to hear what you've got going on. So thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Music
Cheers,
is gay.
Chris. Music is gay. Don't forget it. Take care.